Good evening, Facebook Live. My name is Joshua Jackson, and welcome to a Different Perspective show. This week we were supposed to be having Miss Jackson, which was 100 years old. Unfortunately, she was not feeling good today, so we have to make do what it is. We sending out our prayers to her. Hopefully, she feels much better. But unfortunately, that's the way things go in life. You have to adjust and deal with the situation. Today, also in the stands and everything, we also had Miss Kim. She volunteered to tell us her story. So once we get going, we're gonna bring Miss Kim on. But first, Facebook, I want to kind of tell you guys what our show is about. Our show is about helping those that's going through issues that don't seem like that there's light to anything. Everybody has problems. It's just how you deal with them. Hopefully that you don't give up and understand that it is light at the end of the tunnel. My show is really about therapy. A lot of us can't afford it, so we give it out free here to make therapy be, I guess, a better place and not always be the bad thing. So I always tell people, guys, reach out to me. You don't have to hold everything you got inside you. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to cry. And the most important part is it's okay to tell somebody that you have had a hard road, but you have succeeded. That's the problem with the world now. They want everybody to fix the problem without knowing that someone else has been through that problem. But with that being said, what we're going to do today, we're going to bring up Miss Kim. So can you please come up, Miss Kim? Welcome to the show. I want to thank you guys. Thank you very much. I want to thank you very much for stepping up. So everybody, welcome Miss Kim to the show. Miss Kim, you want to tell us a little bit about you, please?
My name is Kimberly Havens. I'm 35 years old. Got 3 boys, Amari, Darnell, and Hezekiah.
Okay. So should I say the single mom?
Yes.
Okay. As a single mom, is it hard to raise 3 boys?
Yes, it is. Trust me, it is. But I love them to death. So.
Okay. So what are some things as a single mom, some things that you go through raising the single kids? Single boys, as I should say.
Well, first of all, they are dead. But I have a teenager. He's 13 going on 14. So it's kind of hard raising him because it's him going through the process of, going to be a teenager and going to be in 9th grade. So, it's kind of hard with him. But trust and believe, I'm making it.
Okay. That's what we want you to do, making it. A lot of times we hear that it's extremely hard for a single mom to give young men, the guidance of being a male. Do you ever find yourself in that area, like, how do I show him how to be a male? What are some things that you do to, help him with that area?
Well, I tell him, when you get out here on the streets, you got to provide for yourself. That's what I tell him. But see, he has no father figure in his life. Okay. His father left him when he was born. So therefore, I took on the challenge of me and my mother, my father raising him. We raised him together. Okay. So it's like I said, it's hard raising a teenager. Okay. It is. It's really hard, and I pray every day, like, Lord, please give me the strength I need, just, to keep going and keep raising him because he has diabetes. Okay. And he's only 13 with diabetes type 2. Okay. So, and it's kind of hard with that, raising a 13-year-old with diabetes.
Okay. Again, I'm going to pick a little bit with you. You said you have a 13-year-old that has diabetes, you said type 2. So just for Facebook, because a lot of people don't understand what exactly type 2 is, So can you kind of give us a little light? What is type 2 diabetes?
Type 2 diabetes is when you have to lose weight. That's what type 2 is. At first they classify as type 1 and type 2, but thank God he don't have type 1. He has type 2. All he have to do is lose weight, which he's on a few little insulins, and that's the long-lasting and the Humalog, and he got to take his blood sugar, every day and everything. So just basically type 2 is for to lose weight.
Okay. Is it safe to say that it is hard for what is your son name?
Hezekiah.
Is it safe for us to say Hezekiah is hard for him to do normal things that young boys do because of his high sugar?
Actually it's not. I could say that he's embarrassed of his condition,
Okay.
but I tell him there's no need for you to be embarrassed. It's plenty of people out here that got diabetes,
Okay.
and there's no need for you to be struggling. You know what I'm saying? God got you, so you good.
Okay. So just Facebook, just to go back a little bit, Miss Kim has a son named Hezekiah, did I say that right? Which is 13, which has diabetes, which is type 2 diabetes. You know, just listen to her as a single mom that's dealing with 3 young men and raising them. You know, you can see right now that she's a very strong person. A couple of things that I noticed what a lot of people do, they tend to give up and throw their hands in, don't know really what to do or how to do. You know, no one ever wrote a book on how to deal with a young man or anyone with diabetes. You know, doctors is basically called practices. So they're constantly practicing on us or our kids to make it go. You know, so I first want to be able to tell you, you know, keep up the good work. You know, I know it might get hard. I also have kids. My kid's mom is also a diabetic, so I understand, you know, the cases you go through, and he gets angry when he don't know why he gets angry.
Yeah.
You know, so I understand it. So again, stick it out. You know, stick it out. Everything, you know, work its way out. Okay, so we're glad you got 3 kids. Everything's working fine. You know, tell us a little bit more about you. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, I go to New Friendship Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
I sing in the choir. Basically, my life has been a challenge.
Okay.
I moved out of my house when I was 18. I got married at the age of 18. I got beat on at the age of 18. I got hid in closets. I got everything done to me possibly that a man do want to be beat on me.
Okay.
I was 16. I had an aneurysm at the age of 16 years old. They thought I wasn't gonna make it, but look at me now.
Okay.
I'm still here to this day. Basically, my life has been ups and downs, but I pray on my situation.
Okay.
You know, prayer is a powerful thing, and
Absolutely.
I'm humble. I don't let nobody get me down or nothing like that. Say anything bad about me or nothing like that. I just keep moving forward and keep moving on and just let them have their way.
Okay. I'm gonna go back a little bit. What you said, you kind of said that you was 18. Was that right? Or 16?
I was
18. It's 18 when you first got married. Well, I want to say congratulations.
18.
So usually marriage is supposed to be a good thing, you know, but it's also a learning lesson.
Yeah.
You said that you was basically beat on. Am I correct?
Yes, I was. Physically beat on. Where he had a cooking oil bottle. He thought that mine. They thought I was gonna go blind in his eye.
Okay.
Like I said, hid in closets. He didn't want nobody to find me or anything like that. Which, let me tell people, do not meet people on dating sites. That's how I met him, and I didn't know the circumstances, what his odds and ends was. You know, I was just like I say, every teenager when they get out of high school, you know, I'm gonna get married, have me a couple of kids, you know, and that's what I did.
Okay.
You know, and basically now I don't know where he is, but I thank God he's out of my life.
Okay.
You know, and yeah.
So again, it's safe to say that you overcame more struggles.
Yeah.
You know, again, that one I can't really tell you how I feel for someone to beat on me because I've never had someone, you know, really beat on me. So that one I can't really relate to as much. I mean, I've growing up, we've had our mom, you know, have altercations with our father, you know. So I understand that state of being. You know, you elaborated on used to be in the closet. Was that a forceful or was that by a choice of being in the closet?
It was forceful. Being in the closet, it was forceful. It was dark. It was scary. It was a whole bunch of things that I never knew that I could put myself in that predicament.
Okay.
And I can say to young people, if you beat someone, let the Lord find a way for them.
Okay.
Basically, being known is not a good thing. I had to learn that for myself, but like I said, I overcome it. It was a song that I always sung.
Okay.
Basically, I've been changed, and when everything has overcome my situation.
Okay.
Now the people that I hang around now is Miss Sue, uh, and my auntie Lisa. They give me the confidence to stay strong, to be humble, and just trust Him. You know, trust God. Every young person got to trust God.
Okay.
There's no way that you can be in a situation without trusting God. Uh, my auntie Lisa always told me to put God first in your life. You know, don't let nobody keep you down. Just stay humble as you are. And I have been there. And like I said, I'm proud of myself that I have overcome everything. And I just want to let everybody know I have been changed.
And I mean, I can tell, one of the things I do see you sitting here, you overcome that your son has had, or that has diabetes, and you're still working with that. You've overcame the fact that you've been married into a situation that you didn't want to be in. You've overcame the fact that someone was putting their hands on you without your permission. I guess one of the questions I want to ask, which sometimes usually our Facebook want to know, what made you, or when did you realize it was time for you to go?
When I realized it was time for me to go, I had called my mother and my father and said that I didn't want to be in a situation anymore. I was done with the situation. And I was pregnant with my first child, that was Hezekiah. They came and got me out of the situation. And after that, I was done. Had a restraining order and everything on him. Basically, he can't come near us or anything. That's basically it.
Earlier, I also heard you say that you had a aneurysm. So you want to, again, always try to get more details what an aneurysm is, because everybody don't know. I may know, so I'll let you explain deeper to Facebook what exactly an aneurysm is, and then I'll let you go into tell us more about it.
Okay. Aneurysm is when you have a blood vessel on your brain. I didn't know I had it. Came home from school one day, had constantly having headaches, constantly having to take popping pills and think that I can get it away, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I had it ever since I was born. So that's what an aneurysm is, when blood clots is stuck in your head. So, yeah.
Okay. So when did you actually go or what made you go to the doctor?
Actually, I didn't go to the doctor. Basically, I just tried to stick it out, but I couldn't. I passed out.
Okay.
Eyes rolled to the back of my head. Um, some thought that I wouldn't make it, but I made it. I didn't know my family. Basically, I didn't know who they was, but the only person I knew was my grandmother, and she's no longer here. She was one of my strongest too. That I love dearly.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Excuse me. So, dealing with an aneurysm and not knowing, that you actually had it. I can say it correctly. Then you mentioned Granny. Was Granny around when you had the aneurysm?
Yes, she was. She was around. She was around. She was.
Did Granny have any influence on you to go to the doctor? Or was she by your side during this process?
No, she didn't have the influence on. She didn't have the influence of me going to the doctor. No, she was. she was always by my side. You know, she was always talking to me and telling me that I need to just stay strong and be positive and just hold on, you know. And since she's gone, like I say, I have been a struggle. It was a struggle to see her go. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't ready for her to go yet. Because really I didn't have nobody to talk to. You know, it's times in night we stay up in there at 11 o'clock and just talk, you know, and I didn't have that. And now, like, since she's gone, it's like it took, when she left, it took a toll on me. You know, I mean, I know I wasn't gonna kill myself. I wasn't gonna do none of that. But she was my you
Rock.
know, she was my sword and my shield. She was the cookie to my dough, you know, and
Gotcha.
stuff like that. She was the cream on my ice cream, you know. She was all that to me, you know, and it's now like since she's gone, it's like I've been strong ever since. Ever since.
So I'm a big fan of telling who people are. You say Granny. Who is Granny? Tell us Granny's name.
Oh,
You know, let us know who Grandma is. You know?
my grandmother is Patsy Brooks Smith. She's in heaven. That's who she is.
How old was Granny?
My granny was 92. She had.
So you have a blessing of being there.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically the day that she passed November 24th. The day that she passed, I was gonna go over there to go see her.
Mhm.
But I'm like, no, you know, she was in hospice at home on my house. Basically, my daddy called me the next morning and told me she was gone, you know, and it took. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's what. Let me tell you something. That's what the show is about. You know, everything that we do here is considered raw and uncut. That's why I tell you it's all about there. You know, if you hold your feelings in, that's what you've been holding forever. You're gonna continue to fight that same demon. That's what it's for. I'm not here to judge you. No one's here to judge you. But your story is going to help someone that's there to understand that that's what they need to do because that's what we do. We want to hold this shield against us to be strong. I say, I'm not going to cry. You're not going to see me. It's okay. It's okay to get it out. You know, we get you all the tissue you need. It's okay to get it out. But the more you hold in, the worse it is.
Basically, the day that she passed, my father had called me and told me that she was gone, you know, and I didn't know how to handle it, to take it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what was my outcome. Should I do this or should I do that? But like I said, I overcome it. Yeah, I mean, I basically when she was in hospice, I held her hand. Kept her well, you know. I took care of her when I basically I was her. Me and my father was her caregiver. You know, we took care of her. She was on dialysis. She did this. She did that. But the day she left, it took a toll on me.
Okay.
You know, I really didn't really want to be bothered. I really didn't want to talk to nobody. I really didn't want to do nothing. The only person I called was that lady, my auntie Lisa.
Auntie Lisa. Hey, Auntie.
And she told me, she said, you gotta stay strong. I said, okay. And I did. But my granny was my rock.
So before I get to the next part, I'm gonna find out if anybody from Facebook have anything. Then we'll go to the next session. Anybody have anything to say on Facebook? Any questions?
Lisa Lyon wants to know how long did you stay in your relationship?
With my grandmother?
No, with your marriage.
Maybe like 4, and then I cut it off.
4 months?
Yeah, and
4 months?
Yeah, and I was done. I was getting tired of getting beat.
Okay.
I was getting tired of getting choked. I was getting tired of doing everything. I was getting tired. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Okay.
I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to leave. I left and and went to my daddy's house.
So I have a question that leads to that question. So when did you actually meet him? Like what age?
I was
Right, that's why I'm like, you losing me
I
now.
was 18.
Right.
Yes, I was 18 when I met him.
And you actually left him when you was 18 also?
Yes. No, I actually left him when I was 24.
So, excuse me.
And just to tell young people out there, if you ever meet somebody, don't let them beat on you. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth you getting beat on because you too good of a person for that. You too good of a person to get beat on. And it's some young girls out here that is getting beat on. And I just want to say to them, stay strong, stay encouraged. You know. So
Would you say leave?
leave too.
You can stay strong, but the courage, if you don't leave, you ain't no good.
You got to leave. You got to leave. You have to.
So to answer Lisa's question, she was 18 and you left him at 24, correct? So that was 6 years that she was with him. And she kind of realized that she was at a point that she didn't want it anymore. So that's the kind of answer to Lisa's question.
Benita Fountain, was the abuse before the marriage or after?
No. It was after.
Do you know how much further after the marriage?
You know what? It would been so long. You know, like I said, I forgot about it.
Okay.
You know, I didn't even want to just respond, talk about it. You
Okay.
know, I forgot about it. I don't like to get into details.
Gotcha.
You know, because then you know it's when you get into details, you know. So yeah.
Understood. Any questions? No. All right. So to go back to grandma, you know, I always tell people if it was something that you want to tell granny, you know, because you know I can kind of again, it's funny that 90% of the people that I meet, I can relate with half the stuff you guys do. You know, I lost my mom at the age of 46. You know, so it's been a very long time. I didn't get a chance to tell my mom. You know, I fought the situation at work, didn't want to go and see it. Reality wasn't set in. Saying, but this is my rock. I'm not listening to it, you know. And it took me a very long time to be able to accept it, you know, and not just accept it. It took me a very long time to tell myself that there was nothing I could have done. You know, it goes back to you say the faith of God. That's His will. You know, enjoy it as you can. You know, but if it's one thing I can say, if you was talking to grandma, you know, that's grandma, that camera, that light right there. You know, if you want to talk to her and tell her how you feel that you didn't get the chance to tell her, what would you tell her? What would you say to her? What would be that conversation that you would have with her if she was listening right now, when she is? What would you tell her?
I would tell my granny that I thank you for giving me the opportunity to take care of you. I thank you for taking care of me also. I thank you for listening to me, my stories, my circumstances, my situation, my trials, my tribulations, and I thank you and thank you for being there, Granny. You know, and I love you. I love you. I really do. You my heart.
See how easy that was? I also heard you earlier, you know, you talking about the aneurysm. Usually when people have an aneurysm, meaning on, you know, they go through surgery, it's a possibility that they have a chance of dying. You know, how close? You said your eyes rolled back in the back of your head.
I wasn't. Thank God I wasn't.
Okay.
They did roll the back of my head. I was on my deathbed, but to the grace of God, it was this medicine called Tegretol. They wanted to cut my head off, but my father told them no. Basically, they treated it with medicine, and now I have overcome it. Um, and I'm still here to this day. I was paralyzed on this side, couldn't move anything. You see me walking now, and I just want to thank God for everything that He has done. You know.
I also heard you earlier say you like to, show you got a little. No, I'm not quite good with that at all. I'm more of a speaker and a loud talker. I'm not that good of a singer at all. So, if you feel it, you want to stand up and sing us a song to, to Facebook so everybody can hear them vocals. Show them just because you was paralyzed, you didn't lose it. You didn't lose your talent. You didn't lose what was given to you. So go ahead. It's your flow. Go ahead. It's your world. It's your flow.
Can I say it?
Sure.
He's a wonder in my soul. He's a wonder in my soul. He's a wonder in my soul. I'm gonna bless. Won't you bless His name? He's a healer in my soul. He's a healer in my little bit of soul. He's a healer in my soul. I'm gonna bless. Won't you bless His name?
All right. I can't do all that. I just say, in your name, Father. That's about as hard as I can do. So, great job. Again, I never met you. This is my very first time meeting you. I always try to give people advice as best as I can. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I have all the right answers because I don't. But I'm gonna give you the best advice I can. Stay humble like you are. It may get dark, and there seems to be no way sometimes. I saw you earlier. You fight a lot back. You fight a lot of your feelings back. You fight a lot of your emotions back. Sometimes in order for us to get to our next level or next page, you're gonna have to let them emotions go, because you never know where your platform is gonna lead you to. Your emotions may be the next thing that takes you to either write your book or sing. But if you're holding what's dear and love inside of you, how can you give me everything? That's like if I ask you to cook. If you just go and throw it together, it doesn't taste right. But if you go up there and you say, I'm gonna cook for him, it's gonna make it good, the food is great. So start thinking of it that way. Don't think of it as like, hey, I don't want to let it go, because that's how we feel. Like, I don't want to let my feelings go. But the more you bury inside, the more it's gonna hurt you.
And you're absolutely right. I have kept a lot of stuff inside. Like I said, my grandmother, my aneurysm, and my abuse. But like I said, I have overcome it. It's like sometimes I have to go and just in my praying mode and just tell him, take this away from me. Take the struggle away, and he has. He's kept me around humble people. He kept me around great people. He kept me around positive people. He kept me around people that is humble to me. He got all the bad people out of my life, that didn't need to be there, and it's like now it's a whole now, it's like I plant my seeds, and the reason why I say I plant my seeds is, that one right here, one right here, one right here. I planted them, and I threw all the bad seeds away. And now, look at me today, y'all. I'm smiling, I'm grateful, and I'm humble. I don't let people get to me like I used to anymore. I let people get to me. You know, I just walk away with a smile. Hey, God bless you. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna just give you a little bit. Like I said, you said that your son doesn't have a role model. Well, before you leave, make sure you get my information. You know, it's funny how, so like every time I come here, right, I end up finding somebody that needs some type of role model or some type of guidance or some type of direction. And it's not saying that you, mom, can't do it, but sometimes as a male, we need to talk to a male. We need to understand that direction that a male goes into.
And I talk to him, you know, I tell him, I say, you let me know what's going on. Let me think, you know what I'm saying? Let me in your mind. You know, let me know what you're feeling. You know, what's wrong? I mean, is it this? Is it that? Talk to me. You know, and he'll come out every once in a while. But I tell him, I'm not a dude. I tell him, I'm not a dude. I'm just a girl. You know, I don't know what it is that you're feeling, but if you let me in your world, I can help you some of the way, but not all the way. You know, I tell him, I say, when you get out here in this world, it's hard. You know, it's hard out here for a girl.
Very.
You know, so I tell him, I say, either you gonna get it together, or you gonna live your life the way it is.
Okay.
But, and I also tell him, you need to be in church. Go to church. You're a young man. You know, and to the young men out here, if y'all not in church, my church is the home.
You want to tell everybody again what's the church?
My church is New Friendship, 1545 Wake Street. Awesome pastor, very awesome pastor, Reverend Royce Thompson and Lady Tanisha Thompson. That's his wife, and you're welcome to come to our services. Starts at 11, and we will actually October 13th we have the Ocean of Zion. So if you wanted to come and be our guest, then yeah, you can.
Anybody else have any questions?
Betty Jefferson said beautiful voice. Pat McGee asked her, can she sing another song, just a little bit of gospel? And Josie Clash, amen, nice voice, thank God he delivered you.
So they want to hear you sing one more song. Can you give them at least one more song?
Huh? Safe in this arm. Oh, I ain't sung that song in so long. Let's see. Let me get.
Whatever comes.
I can't think of that
That's
one.
okay. Whatever comes to you.
Let's see. God is my joy in the time of storm. God is, he's my today and tomorrow. God is.
Well, congratulations. Good job. Now I got a question. What are you doing with that voice? Are you singing in church? Are you just singing at home in the mirror and closing it? What are you doing with your voice?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm singing in the church, but I'm singing in the choir.
Okay.
But I will be singing in the old ship on the 13th. No, I'm not using my voice. I use my voice at home. I use it maybe in the shower, singing. Just I don't use it. I keep my tell people I can't sing, but it's a joke. It's a joke. But I thank you guys for listening. Basically, I love to sing, and also I am a praise dancer too. So yeah, I'm multitask, sing and praise
We have to get you just praise dancing one day. It's just a little bit small spot, so I mean, well, actually, you don't need a lot of space to praise dance. So, you know, get you back on, do one of them praise dances. Or how does that sound?
That's fine.
Was any more questions that we had?
Thank you and keep up the good work. That's from Pat. She's the one who asked you to sing.
All right.
Your auntie says she loves you.
I
um,
love her too. I love you too, Auntie. Always.
and we want to thank Auntie for actually encouraging you to get on the show. You know, sometimes encouragement is a good thing. You know, we fight it. We fight the fact that, like I said, you got talent that you're hiding. And I'm gonna show you what's the weirdest thing ever. Just turn around and read the bottom of my thing. What does it say? What does it say? What? No. What does it say? Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Come on, say it out loud. Tell me what does it say? What does it say? Tell us what it say. What does it say? Tell me what does it say?
Oh my goodness, I'm so shy.
It ain't home. You know, it just pretty much say you don't doubt your time.
And you know what? I don't. But I love to do stuff. One thing that I am proud of. I love to do stuff for people. I'm not a cold-hearted person. I'm not a physical person, and I'm not an evil person. You know, I tell people, let my evil side stay on the back burner. You know, right now, you getting killed. You know, that's who I am. I had to find myself, you know, and when you find yourself, you will feel so much
Take the mask off, right?
yes. Like take it off and just realize who you are. You know, I didn't know who I was until everything came off. You know, when it came off, it's like, this is not you. This not you. You are stronger than that. You're bigger than that. You know, you're not some person that's balled up in a box, or a container. You're not. You just a humble person that people just so you, and that's what it is. And I tell people, I don't hurt anybody. You know, I'm a free heart. Give anybody from the bottom of my heart. Give anybody anything that they need from the bottom of my heart, and that's just me, because I was raised like that. I was raised like that. I'm not evil. You see some evil people. I'm not evil. I just like to live life. You know, live life. Live life to the fullest. You have to. It's too many kids, too many young people out here dying. Too many young people out here dying. And I'm going to live to my best ability. I'm going to live for God. And I'm going to live for myself and my family and my kids.
Sound like a plan to me. I still say don't doubt that talent. You just gave somebody on Facebook that talent. That's what I mean by that. You know, it's not always, again, you's a very faithful person. You know, you use God highly. He gives us voice for a reason. You know, everyone can't get up here and speak to people. You know, that's my voice. You know, your voice is to get up here and sing. I'm not a singer. I tell you, I play with you, but I'm not the singer. You know, you use it. Use it to open whatever other doors that's waiting to open for you. And I'm telling you, you have other doors that's waiting for you, but you have to open it. You have to give it to him for him to open that door. Does that make sense to you? You know, if you hold it, if you keep going in that same room, how can I bless you if you don't allow me to say, I gave you this for a reason? You know, he spared your life twice. You know what I just said?
Spare my life twice.
For a reason. So use what he's giving you. Stop hiding it. Use it. Find out what is it for. You know, even if I don't know what is it for, I'm not telling you I don't answer. But go, like you say, as much as you talk to him, as much as you seek him in your voice. See if that what brings him to you. But you have another level you have to go to. Stop holding your level back. Usually I'm gonna tell you, we only get that platform twice. You did twice. So use it. All right. Was there anything else, anybody? All right. So what I usually do is, you know, again, use a special guest that we didn't know coming. You know, I really prepared for Miss Jackson to come. But the beautiful thing about what you're gonna receive, it basically stands the same. You know, so I have one of my nieces. One of y'all bring that rose up here for me. So, you know, the initial rose that I bought was for Miss Jackson. You know, I was very intrigued to be able to meet someone that's 100. You know, I put on my page earlier, you know, Martin Luther King just turned 90 last week, you know, and she's 100. So that means she's lived longer than him and has went through more than he has. So I wanted to be able, the first thing I wanted to do is when I see her is to be able to tell her, thank you, you know, and it was a rose from my heart because without her going through her tribulations that she went through, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. You know, we thank Martin Luther King, yes, but she had 10 years before him. So she went through a trial period that set us all free in a different state. You know, so even though Miss Jackson is not here to receive this rose, I'm going to give this rose to you, you know, and this rose is basically a sign of blossoms. So, you know, what I want you to do is take and blossom with the rose. Stop balling yourself up. Anything that's pretty doesn't like to be this way. You're a very beautiful young lady. Stop being balled up. Stop being closed inside. Let people see what it actually is. 90% of people see a rose, but do you know what they always do to a rose? They see it. They do what? You got to get close enough to understand the purpose of a rose. It's just not the outer shape of the beauty. It is the smell that you get from the rose. Start allowing people to let people smell you. You have much more stronger. Yes, I have an outside, but what's inside of me, you will never understand. You know, so if you don't mind, hope you accept this rose on behalf of Miss Jackson and myself, Mr. Jackson. You know, continue to do you. Before you leave, please get my number. Like I say, if your son needs to talk or you want, I enjoy it. You know, that's part of my happiness to make sure kids get on the right page. You know, so God sent us weird angels in weird ways. You know, so you probably would talk to him about something different. Don't know, but he answers your question. So could be answering something that you've been asking. Fair?
Fair.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
make sure you keep that again. Use it as your own blossom in your family. All right. So at this time, I'm gonna give you a hug if it's okay. Thank you again for coming on the show. Keep up the good work. So I'll let you go off that way right there, friend. All right. Facebook Live. My closing remarks today is kind of different, you know, because I was kind of prepared for different for Miss Jackson, which threw me off a little bit. But, you know, my closing remarks is basically don't allow others that don't have a direction for you to keep taking over your body. You know, Miss Kim said that, hey, she met someone that she feel that was the love of her because she was looking for some type of direction. And unfortunately, the young man that she met took her in a spot that she thought she was ready for. But until, and it's funny, the rose I gave her, until he opened up as a rose and actually showed his bad side, she never knew what she was actually getting. You know, so one of my things I want to tell you guys that's actually listened to on Facebook, don't be so much in a rush to be in love. Don't be so much to want to be up underneath somebody. You know, some of us fail, and I say this again, some of us fail because you have the person that you're supposed to be with you, but you're studying, rushing, and looking for other things, and you tend to go find somebody else in a dark place. You know, Miss Kim made a valuable point. She said, hey, be careful where you meet people at. She met the young man online, you know, and again, it wasn't saying it was bad, but there was no signs because I didn't take the time to get to know you. You know, God always tell you, take your time to get to know somebody. Stop rushing. I will give you what you need when you need it. If you go ahead and go before me, you're going to basically understand my wrath, what you're going to get. You know, there's consequences to everything that happens in the world. You know, I'm not saying that, hey, everybody's online is bad. That's not my state of being. But it is a high level of people that's online that's just here for bad. I'm glad that Miss Kim got out of it, you know, but again, I always say this to everybody. Your testimony is the next level to making sure that the next person don't go through or how to fix the problem that's going. You know, so it's funny the way God make things work. Like I said, the rose I got was all intended for Miss Jackson. But she actually opened the door for me to meet Miss Kim today. And it probably just wasn't Miss Jackson's time. So I want to thank still Miss Jackson the weirdest way. Thank you, you know, for allowing Miss Kim to come down and share her light, because it's probably someone on Facebook need to hear that at that moment in time. So at 100 years old, look at how interesting this is. She's still teaching us without being here. She is still guiding us in the direction without even being down here. So the moral to the story I'm telling you guys is, first of all and foremost, love yourself. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. It doesn't matter what somebody think about you. It doesn't matter how I feel about you. First thing, love yourself. Every morning, tell yourself in the mirror, I am who I am. Actually, blow yourself a nice kiss. That's the first person you need to please. The second thing I'm going to tell you is, and people may say it's a little bit backwards, it is what it is. Learn to love your God. You know, whatever you consider of. If you consider this plant being your God, then you love that God. But you put your faith in that. You know, allow for him to work in you. And stop assuming when I say, hey, I need you, he's going to come right now. He doesn't work on your time. God works on his time when he knows that you're ready. And it's funny because, again, I was prepared, everything for Miss Jackson. Like, hey, let's go. But the talent that he gives me is for me to keep going, and this is how he do it. He prepares me to be ready for this situation. So I'm learning to use the talent that God gives me in every aspect of my life. And that's how I'm kind of telling Miss Kim. She has so much talent and so much potential. She didn't even warm up. She just got right into it. Like, I do that. Everybody gonna say cut it off. So that just shows, you know, what more can she do if she actually worked at it. If she actually said, you know what, I'm gonna really get to it. So work on yourself. Stick with God. You'll find out where you're gonna be. And as I tell everybody, as a key to I tell you, don't die with your talent. Because I promise you, all you're going to do is look over your soul when you're dead. My telephone number is 815-401-3180. We air every Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to be on the show, feel free to inbox me. Thank you guys, Facebook. I'll talk to you later. Be safe on this Friday. Talk to you guys later.